For me, the highlight at the ABR, and the main reason I purchased my tickets for next year, are the talks. Well, and the freebies, because it's definitely not the quality of the ice cream. But why are these talks so important? Why should anyone go and sit and hear someone talking for an hour or so? What do we get, or what's the point of it all? I think these are excellent questions. Everyone will have their own answers. But here's my take on the subject. Going to a talk is a multi-layered experience for me. I love reading and listening to stories. It's part escapism, part entertainment, and it's a way for me to learn and grow from other people's stories and experiences. I'm not really learn the hard way kind of person. But stories are intrinsic to our own lives, experiences and cultures as a human. In the past, stories were messages, lessons, experiences which marked and propagated our shared values, outlining our beliefs and societal aims. In the modern world, in our biking community, our authors still play a large role, and a very important one, in propagating these values, aims and beliefs. The greatest story ever told for a biker, I suppose, is Going Around the World. It's the largest distance, the one with the greatest number of challenges, the ultimate pinnacle to reach for anyone. One could say it's a dream or a fantasy for many of us. Well, it is for me. That's why I suppose I find these stories so fascinating. But it's more than that. For me personally, it's the opportunity to see different cultures and experiences the world through so many different eyes as possible. While I digress, these stories and experiences are enriching. They confirm that there's beauty and good in the world as well as the challenges. That life as an experience is worth living, and that we as humans are not so different, with more in common with each other than not. So let those fears go and go live those challenges.
We're just talking about Jesus. Come in. Okay, we're ready to go. Please go wild and ballistic for the one and only Mr. Austin Vince.
Thank you very much, Billy, for that exuberant introduction. I'm fascinated, of course, by the people who've chosen to sit as far away as possible. A baffling confusion that they might go on an EasyJet flight and the sort of entrance by there. Well, they're keeping their options open to go. So we'll try, what we'll do is we'll move the screen to the other end, and then they could be at the front. Yes. Now I have to apologise. I used to be able to do some quite funny presentations, but today's presentation is not funny. Anyway, that presentation is not what we're doing today. Instead, of course, they're spending so long fiddling about the PowerPoint. We're doing my breakout new presentation, The History of Sex, which is a fabulous 10-part series on Discovery at the moment. The process has hardly begun, but 10 years from now, and the idea, it's a vanity project. When I'm old and dead, or whichever comes first, I want this to exist. I want there to be little signs. We've got the logo. It's obviously a silhouette of Clint Eastwood on a horse. I want this to exist, and I want people to be riding it, and they say, oh yeah, that's Vince, he got this going. But now it's a thing. Because like Sandhill Cemetery, for 50 years, that was just overgrown, and it was pasture. Now it's a thing. And I want to make a thing, and I want you to go out there, and of course, I want you to enjoy Spain in the way that I enjoy it. And if you're a trail rider, and when we get the GPX plot of the trail, it will be obviously free, open source. You could just get the GPS plot and do that. I want you to love trail riding, and I want you to get into trail riding. I want you to spread the word. I spent for about 20 years doing presentations asking people to think about motorcycling around the world because it changed my life. And that didn't work. Nobody really did. So they'd come to it and see a presentation by me about motorcycling around the world, and they said I might get a clap, but they might say that was interesting, thank you very much. But basically, I didn't really influence anyone. So now I've lowered the bar. Let's see if I can get you fuckers to go to Spain, all right? Instead of going around the world. Okay, John, it's all right, John. Good, right, down you come. Okay, thank you very much.
Look what you've done. Look what you've done.
I hope, John, you've got many children. That's a question too difficult for you? Right then. Okay. Right, sit back down. Okay.
Now remember, this is a good friend of mine, okay? So we're going to give him a very special warm welcome. We're going to go wild and ballistic, okay? We're going to go big time, make him feel, wow, I am at the top of the tree, which he is, okay? So please, go wild and ballistic for the wonderful Mr. Sam Manicon!
You lot are lovely, but not as lovely as Billy. And I tell you what, whenever I'm on the stage with him, he always makes me go red-faced. So thank you, Billy, and thank you, everybody. Now, I was going to do a presentation this time about travelling around the world, the 8-year trip that I was lucky enough to do. But a few weekends back, I was out riding with some mates. It was one of those beautiful summer days that we've been having, blue sky, nice riding temperature, and we were riding back lanes and some gravel tracks and so on, pub for lunch. You know the sort of day that works just so well. End of the day, tents up, got a log fire going, and the beers and the whiskies are flowing, and so's the banter. And then talking through the day and all of that sort of stuff. Do you know that lovely sensation of a bunch of mates together? I sat back in the shadows for just a little bit, and I was looking at the guys. I was thinking, what a different bunch of people you are. You're all individuals, yet we're all kindred spirits. I'm standing here looking at you lot and thinking exactly the same thing. Motorcycling allows us to be ourselves, doesn't it? Complete individuals, and I think that's one of the things that so many of us get addicted to for. Now, as we got to the later part of the evening, the conversation started flowing in the direction of big trips. And one of the guys had been the length of Africa. Another guy had ridden across the United States. One of the guys had ridden up to Nordkap, and so on. Quite a few of the guys, they hadn't ridden anywhere outside of the UK, but they were fascinated and dreaming and drooling about it. And so while we're on the subject of that, if you want to go to Spain, go and see Austin. He's a hard act to follow, isn't he? One of the guys, I'm going to call him Tim, he said, fellas, I need to stop the conversation for a minute, because I have something to confess. Okay. He said, for the last 3 years, I've been planning a ride to Delhi. Got the bike, got the luggage I wanted, got the maps, got the GPS routes, the list of things that I wanted to see along the way, and I was ready. But I was worried. Could I do this? I made it all the way to Dover, and I was sitting there in the queue waiting to get on board, and there was an hour's wait, and that hour killed me. I only made it for about 20 minutes, and I realised that actually I wasn't good enough to do this, and I turned around and I went home. And I haven't told anybody this story before. I like this, I've stolen it, haven't I? May the tingle of excitement be with you always, not the tingle of fear. If you travel with the tingle of respect and the tingle of excitement that comes as a result of that, then you travel with a smile. Thank you very much indeed.
Wow, thank you. I told you he was the nicest man in the world. So please again, thank you, Sam Manicon. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Cheers. Thank you.
little dare anyway. Yeah. So, this is Lyndon. So many of you know him. Lyndon did the Dakar exploits around the world on Basel, which he designed and custom built. There you go. And his project Races to Places. But he's not only a Dakar rider, he's a YouTube video hero, aren't you?
Hello.
And you've set
I'm an exhausted, whatever it is.
And you set up your own successful rally school. And this is to quote Lyndon. This is not my words, this is Lyndon's own words. The racer that's never come first in anything.
That is absolutely true. Yeah, I've done a lot of racing, but I've never actually won anything.
But you've had a lot of fun doing it and sharing it.
Hi, Simon.
Simon's eventually here, but we don't want Simon. I'm quite happy just sitting here.
You're 2 minutes late.
So, welcome, Lyndon. Thank you very much for coming to entertain us.
Having a little girl has just melted my heart. Like, she is just amazing.
I hear that sleep is overrated anyway.
Yeah, the first, right, I honestly mean this, like, Dakar was tough, really tough. But the first 4 months of having a newborn in the house was like, it was on a par with that. I was like really, really struggling. I was out walking with the stroller at 3:30 in the morning. I was like, okay, where does the road book start? Like, it was tough. It was tough, but worth every minute of it. And of course, with everything, there's ups and downs. You know, everything. Life is like that, and that's a lot of along the lines of what my talk is about tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to giving that. I'm blown away, guys. Look at you all at the back. Oh. Woo. Okay, all new presentation, something different. A lot of you in the audience here today will know me for traveling and racing around the world. Traveling around the world solo on my motorcycle, racing rallies on the way and making YouTube videos. But you've seen a lot of that on YouTube. And if you haven't seen that on YouTube, then that's something you can go and do afterwards. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to talk about some of the things that you don't see on YouTube and you don't see on my social media, because I think it's really important. So I hope you enjoy. I'm going to share some facts, some information and stuff about me, some personal things today, some of which is going to be a little bit tough. But here we go. Let's go. So, I called it the Road Book of Life. You all know I'm a rally racer and I love road books, and you don't need to read these. I know it's a bit, you won't read it very well, but I love racing road book, but I've had my own Road Book of Life and I'm going to share some of it with you. Now, in 1999, if you searched on Google, Lyndon Poskett, what do you think you would find? You would find that. British aerospace engineer Lyndon Poskett builds electric motorcycle toilet to drive from Land's End to John O'Groats to raise money for charity. That's what I did. So I was the star of EV. The first time anybody's seen a picture, right? Mila, short for the Spanish word milagros, which means miracle. So, what about the book, I hear you say? You still had a few chapters to go. But between the baby cries and the nappy changes, I continued on. It's supposed to be out now already, but I promise you, it's nearly there. 740 pages of travel goodness, juicy stories, insights, tips, facts, figures of 5 years traveling and racing around the world. And I lost count how many times I've heard from people, it's too long, you need to cut it down, the publishers won't take it. Well, I don't care, I'll just self-publish it. I'm doing it for the people that followed me, to tell you the full uncut story. And I've written every word of it myself, and it's almost done. My aim is to release it on the 1st of December this year. We're in the final stages of editing, and I can't wait to get it out. So I hope I'm standing here next year with a big pile of books over there for you to all come and get a signed copy. I know it's slipped again and again, but remember the corporate days when I talked about Gantt charts? I never said I learned how to stick to the critical path. Right, last year I was here and I raffled a bike off like this one. Now, I did it to cover the cost of the bike, and I thought, you know, instead of selling it to some rich dude that can afford the bike, I'll give all the followers a chance to win it too. So maybe it'll just go to a normal guy that would have never have ever had a bike like this. That was the plan. But it went exceptionally well, and I made a lot of money, but I didn't, because I remember standing on stage here at ABR and I said to you guys, all the profit over and above what I get for the bike, I'm going to give to good causes, because I didn't expect it to do so well. So I shared the numbers then, and I want to share with you now, 2 years on, sorry for the delay, what I did with it. So, here's my dad. Last year, my father had a heart attack. He's okay. I've got my mum to thank for that, and the amazing doctors at the Leeds General Infirmary. He's here today, he's in extremely good help, and he's over on my stand now selling t-shirts and product for me. Oh no, he's over there. Is that a beer in your hand? But I was made aware of something at the Leeds General Infirmary and the Children's Ward, and it was called the Children's Heart Surgery Fund. An incredible place for anything from newborn babies to small kids to go and have life-changing heart surgery. And it's got a very good name for itself. But the immediate welcome in the ward, the feel and the design of the kids' ward, I went there. All of that is provided by a charitable organisation, not the NHS. So I dug a little further and I decided it would be an amazing thing to donate to that charity. So that the daunting and scary place that those children go to, they're made to embrace it and enjoy it while experiencing their surgery or treatment or anything they did. So we donated to it, and I've only got you guys to thank for that. So give yourselves a round of applause. This donation bought hundreds of these teddy bears, the welcome teddy bears for the kids. It put fish tanks in place and the maintenance off to give them something to do, and helped with the decoration and the good environment, not just for the kids but for the parents too, because it made it feel a better place. The next one, who remembers Shimoka? Shimoka was in my video series. I'm riding through Zambia and I get a puncture, and I meet this guy called Shimoka, and he had a green t-shirt on across the shoulders. It said, "I care." And I thought, oh. And he came over and he said, "Mister, can I help you?" And I said, "Oh, I got a puncture, you know." And I said, "Do you live here?" He said, "Yeah, I live down the road. I've just been for some tomatoes." You can see his tomato cabin on the back of his bicycle. And he said that he would not let me blow the inner tube up. He pumped and he pumped and he pumped. And he blew it up and he said, "I hope it's all okay now." And I had a damaged rim, so I had to do some repairs and things like that. And he said, "Mister, can I get your number? Like, we keep in touch on WhatsApp or something." And I said, "Yeah, sure, no problem, you know." And we kept in touch, and I never saw Shimoka again. But 6 months later, 6 months or so after I'd finished my world trip, I get a message from Shimoka. "Mr. Linden, I've got this business idea. I want to build a chicken farm. And the area where I live, they import all the chickens from outside of my region, and I can buy one-day-old chickens and rear them into chickens. And make a little business, and I just want to do a business myself. I need this much, but it's such a massive amount of money." And I was in a position to help, and you know what? I got a massive amount of, I don't know, just felt so good feeling helping somebody to achieve something they had passion for. So, Shimoka started his chicken farm. I helped the guy out. Lots of people had helped me out, all of you guys too. But then COVID came. COVID came, said, "Mr. Linden, the chicken farm's not working, so I'm going to make sausages now." So he started making sausages. Now this guy just never stopped. An entrepreneur in the middle of Zambia. But last year, he contacted me and said, Mr. Linden, I've done some research, and this is an area of 9 regions and 50,000 people where I live, and they don't have a medical centre. They don't have a dental clinic. 50,000 people. I think we can improve it, but this is my plan. And he sent me a business plan. Like, it would think like somebody in university had written it. Somebody was helping. I asked him, who did this? He said, I've got a friend that works at the university and we got some help from the people there and we've put this together. And when I saw the numbers, I realised for us, this is small. But for them, it's massive. And this is what happened. The groundwork started, the land was secured, the footings went in, the building was up, the tiles went in, and in the next month, the equipment and the people will be in to service an area of 50,000 people that previously had nothing and had to travel over 200 kilometres to find it. Generously sponsored by Linden Poskett Racing, he sent this, but I feel bad because it wasn't me, it was you guys. All of you guys that contributed. So again, thank you to all of you, and thank you from Shimoka. Now, while we're on the same trend, the very first motorcycle I built, the Factory Rally Adventure bike, was not Basel bike that I rode around the world. It was a different one. It was one I built to race Mazuga Rally on in 2013. And I'd sold it to a friend to raise some funds to buy another one. I did all the development on this one, testing, racing it, and also trying it, riding as well. And then I made improvements and built Basel bike and took that around the world. Just recently I managed to buy this back off the owner. And I thought, again, you know, I can work my magic, refurbish it all, bring it all up to the very same spec as Basel bike, and I can sell it for £50,000. But I don't just want to sell it to somebody with £50,000. I want to do something cool with it. So what I decided was I'm going to do another raffle. I lowered the raffle ticket price from 25 to 10 because I know it went a little bit over last time. But my plan is to raffle this bike off. It's over on my stand. Please go over and take a look. You can get your raffle tickets there. And my plan is to raffle it off to raise the money to help me self-publish my book and get the first batch printed. So it's over on the stand. If you haven't got a ticket, please go and grab yourself one. I'm going to draw it on the 1st of December. I know it's a long way away, but it's in conjunction with the launch of my book, and somebody's going to win an incredible bike for Christmas.